This is a short video on data analysis which attempts to explain data analysis problems asked in the GRE quantitative section. The interesting part about this topic is that there are no formulae to memorize. You only need a basic understanding of how to interpret graphs. Coming to the first question, the annual % change in dollar amount of sales at 5 retail stores from 2006 to 2008 is as follows. So we can see there are 5 retail stores PQRST and they have given the percentage change from 2006 to 2007 and 2007 to 2008. Question 1. If the dollar amount of sales at store P was $800,000 for 2006, what was the dollar amount of sales at that store for 2008? In 2007, there was a 10% increase. Going back to the table for store P, 2007, there was a 10% increase. So 10% of 800,000, because the dollar amount of sales at store P was 800,000. 10% of 800,000 is 80,000. So sales in 2007 will be 880,000. Going back to the table, in 2008, there was a 10% decrease. So 10% of 880,000 will be 88,000. So sales in 2008 will be 880,000 minus 88,000, which is 792,000. So the answer will be option B. Going to the next question, at store T, the dollar amount of sales for 2007 was what % of the dollar amount of sales for 2008? Give your answer correct to the nearest 0.1%. So let the dollar amount of sales for 2007 be X. Dollar amount of sales for 2008 will be, since from 2007 to 2008 there is a % change of minus 8. Dollar amount of sales for 2008 will be X minus 8x by 100, that is 92x by 100, which is 0.92x. We need to find what was the dollar amount of, what % of the dollar amount of sales for 2007 was what % of the dollar amount of sales for 2008. So the % change will be sales for 2007, that is X by sales for 2008, which is 0.92x. And since we want it as a %, we multiply it by 100. So your answer is 1.08. So the nearest 0.1% will be 1.9. Going to the next question. Based on the information given, which of the following statements must be true? Indicate all such statements. For 2008, the dollar amount of sales at store R was greater than that at each of the other 4 stores. Since the actual dollar amount of sales is not mentioned and only the percentage increase is mentioned, the actual dollar amount of sales in store R cannot be calculated. Going back to the question, we are asked to find for 2008, the dollar amount of sales at store R was greater than at each of the other 4 stores. So since the dollar amount of sales is not mentioned, we cannot calculate the actual dollar amount of sales in store R. So statement A need not be true. Question B, the dollar amount of sales at store S for 2008 was 22% less than that for 2006. Let X be the dollar amount of sales at store S for 2006. For 2007, there's a 7% decrease. So it will be X minus 7x by 100, which is 0.93x. For 2008, there is a 15% decrease. So the answer will be 85% of 0.93x, which is 0.79. This is not a 22% decrease. So statement B is not true. Going to statement C, the dollar amount of sales at store R for 2008 was more than 17% greater than that for 2006. Let X be the dollar amount of sales at store R in 2006. So value in 2007 will be 1.05x since there is a 5% increase. In 2008, there is a 12% increase. So value in 2008 will be 1.176x. That is, you multiply 1.05x by 1.12. So you get the answer as 1.17x, which is more than 17% increase. So statement C is true. Coming to the next question, the following pie chart shows the breakdown of revenues for a particular grocery store over the first quarter of this year. The bar chart shows the detail of breakdown for frozen foods. So we have frozen foods, deli, produce, dairy, meats, bakery, canned foods and dry foods, goods, and then you have the sale of frozen foods during the first quarter of the year. Coming to the first question, what is the dollar amount of sales of canned goods in the first quarter of this year? Canned foods accounts for 18%, so the answer would be 18 by 100 of 200,000, which is 36,000. So your answer is D. Next question, frozen prepared meals constitute what percentage of the total sales for the first quarter this year? Frozen prepared meals from the bar chart comes to about 17%. So since it is 200,000, it would be 17,000 of 200,000 into 100%, which is 8.5%. So your answer would be B. Next, during the first quarter this year, this particular grocery store was finishing its construction of an expanded bakery facility, which when opened at the beginning of the second quarter will offer dozens of new cakes and pies, a whole new line of pastries and several flavors of gourmet coffee. Assume that in the second quarter the bakery sales triple and all other sales stay the same. Bakery would then account for what percentage of total sales in the second quarter? Bakery sales has gone up by 18% since it has tripled. So the total value has gone up by 12%. So the percentage would be 18 by 112 into 100%, which is 18% approximately. So your answer would be D. Next, we have distribution of customer complaints received by airline P in 2003 and 2004. Approximately how many complaints concerning credit were received by airline P in 2003? Airline P received approximately 1% of the credits in 2003. So 1% of 22,998 would be 229.98. So the answer would be approximately 230. By approximately what percent did the total number of complaints decrease from 2003 to 2004? The total number of complaints decreased from 22,998 to 13,278. So the difference would be 9,720. So the percentage decrease will be 9,720 by 22,998 into 100%. That is 42% approximately. Based on the information in the table, which of the following statements are true? In each of the years 2003 and 2004, complaints about flight problems, baggage and customer service together accounted for more than 50% of all customer complaints received by airline P. In 2003, total complaints about flight problems, baggage and customer is 51.4%. 2003 flight problems, baggage and customer, when you add it you get 51.4. 2004 22.1, 21.8 and 11.3. When you add it you get 55.2%. So the statement is true. That is, the number of complaints received from flight problems, baggage and customer service accounted for more than 50% of all customer complaints. Going to question 2, the number of special passenger accommodation complaints was unchanged from 2003 to 2004. We can see that special passenger accommodation remained the same percentage of 0.9, but In 2003, it is 0.9% of 22,998, and in 2004, it is 0.9% of 13,278. These are not equal, so the number of special passenger accommodation complaints is changed, so statement 2 is false. Statement 3, from 2003 to 2004, the number of flight problems increased by more than 2%. Flight problems was 20% in 2003, so 20% of 22,998 is 4,600 approximately. In 2004, it is 22.1% of 13,278. That is less than 1/4 of 13,278. 1/4 would be around 4,000. So this is less than 4,600. You can also calculate it. So in either case, the number of flight problems have decreased from 2003 to 2004. Hence, statement 3 is false. That comes to an end of the video. Thank you for watching.